We're recording. Alright guys, we thought it couldn't get worse, but it did. Day 2, we've arrived in Moses Lake. We're 100 miles from Spokane, or Spokane,
yeah,
as we've been told to pronounce it, which is one of the big tri-cities in Washington. That'll be a major rest point. Major turning point in the trip, first 3 days down, but as it stands that seems a long way off. Shattered, aching everywhere. It's meant to be a 70-mile ride today, turned out to be more like 80, but again shouldn't have been an issue. But yeah, that last, if you saw our story, we reached the river and it should have been 3 hours from there, turned into 6 hours, and all we want to do is go to bed. Still haven't watched the Game of Thrones finale, but we're in desperate need of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, your knee is playing up.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I haven't knocked it, and we were saying earlier, with your muscles, you obviously expect, there may be no initial impact or cause, but obviously you're cycling, they're going to start to hurt. But with the knee, you'd expect some kind of impact, which I can't remember having. I'm not falling off or anything, but it gets some ice flat tonight and see how it looks tomorrow.
Yeah. Aside from that though, muscle-wise, we're feeling alright. So yeah, to take us back to kicking us off from last vlog, which by the way is on 30-something views, which is incredible. We're blowing up. We'll try not to let the fame go to our head. But thanks for watching. If you're hoping for black bears today though, that didn't happen.
No, sorry.
It was still a rough day though. Yeah, so last night we got to bed for about 10:30. A lovely dinner. Thank you to Cassie, amazing host. Again, warm showers, excellent. Just the best. Really kept us going. That, and yeah. So she's an astronomer, so she went off to work. So, but anyway, that was fine. We went to bed at about 10:30. Had a little bit of a lie-in compared to yesterday. We got up at 7:30, which was about the time we left yesterday, and had a bit of a lazy morning because we knew we only had 70 miles to do. So we ended up heading out the door for more like 9:30, which was quite nice. Had 2 huge bowls of porridge each, which was delicious. Gave us the perfect start. Headed out the door and straight to Bargain Market, or whatever it was called. Yeah, which is awesome because they have like all the product defects, which aren't like they're not like bad, but they have like little packaging faults, which mean that they don't go to the actual store. So we like stocked up with a load of food for the whole day, which was a big mistake that we made yesterday. So food-wise, we were sorted for today, which was great, and we did that all for like $12, which was brilliant. And yeah, then we headed off. And if you saw our Instagram story, we said it would all be downhill, and we'd have a tailwind with us. It wasn't the case at all.
Uphill was a headwind the whole way. Until we got to what was the place called, the bridge?
Oh, Columbia River. Vantage. Yeah. So it was uphill, long winding roads, which of course with our panniers are really a struggle, just dragging us back the other way the whole way. And trucks, it's so much fun actually, because you get these huge trucks which are like Hot Wheel type trucks with big exhaust pipes coming kind of up and out. And if they come past you, it's absolutely awesome because they drag you along with them in the wind, in their kind of slipstream. But if they're coming towards you and you're already going downhill, already have headwind, they kind of push you back because it was quite relatively narrow as far as America goes, like single lane road. But it was gorgeous, absolutely stunning open plains. We got a load of GoPro footage, which is amazing. We're still trying to link that up with the phone, but hopefully we'll be able to get some videos out soon of that because that's really cool. I had the GoPro today. James was doing the navigation, and yeah, got to Columbia River, and that was a big turning point for us because it was 30 miles in. Our first break, about 2 hours in. I said we got there for about 12.
Yeah, like that.
And it's a huge river, about a mile across. In the grand scheme of the cycle, that's not a lot, but it did mean we'd have to take a 50-mile detour if we couldn't get across this river. And it's a freeway. And it was on a bridge, and cyclists weren't allowed. So basically what we did was we camped out at this gas station in just the hope that someone would turn up, a pickup truck who might be kind enough to take us across this river. and set us off, which would mean that we would only have 45, 46 miles after that, as opposed to more like 100. So that was a really, really big gamble that we made, especially having got up so late. And then I went off and searched near a restaurant, and James stuck by the gas station and met Armando.
Armando, I was going to ask if you remembered his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice chap, pulled into the gas station. Hadn't gone the wrong way actually, hadn't he? He was going to the Tri-States, of which Spokane is one. And instead of going left somewhere, he decided to go right because his phone had died and came down across the bridge. And I went up and asked if he was going back. He said yes. Let him use our portable charger as a repayment to the favour. And then about half an hour later, he took us across the bridge and dropped us off the other side.
Yeah. So we were buzzing. He was a lovely chap. James even got to sit in the back of the trailer, which I was so jealous of. It looked like a lot of fun. You've got a video, right? Yeah, which we'll probably share with Instagram later. That was awesome. We were on such a high. So he drops us off just on Route 26, which is just the other side of Interstate 90, which you could follow across and then basically cut back onto Interstate 90, where cyclists are allowed to go. And
it was meant to take probably half an hour to 45 minutes to do this 6-mile section.
Yeah, to then join back onto I-90. Yeah,
I think that'll be easy. Nice. Stop for lunch somewhere after that, with about 20 miles to go.
And then what happened?
We didn't learn from yesterday. We turned onto gravel track and thought we'd try and go with it.
Which, by the way, was only meant to be 4 miles. So we thought, compared to the 50 miles we did on gravel track yesterday, we thought it would survive.
But this was worse gravel, mixed with sand, uphill and incredibly hot. And it took us to do about a 4 mile stretch, about an hour, just over an hour.
Yeah, the tyres were spinning. We didn't get off this time, and our tyres were spinning. And we might as well have done it. Probably taken us just
probably been quicker, actually.
Yeah. No, literally couldn't get any traction. Really quite scary. And it wouldn't be a day of cycling if I didn't fall over, which I did. I tried to go on the farmland next to it, which looked easier to cycle on, and it turned out it wasn't. And so, fell over.
Tricky. And then also got another puncture.
Yes, right at the end of the gravel track. We were just coming down this sandy section. We'd just done all the hills and everything, and I got another puncture. So I got through 3 inner tubes in 2 days, which is not good. My tyres, and my back tyre, which is where all the weight for my panniers is absolutely knackered. As is, I'll get onto that, but so I'm going to need to change the tyre tomorrow morning because it's just uncyclable. Like, we are not going to reach 100 miles to Spokane on that tyre. Even after fixing the inner tube on the way here, it was really, really hard going for me because I just couldn't inflate the tyre enough, and there's so much more effort put in because the tyre wasn't pumped up enough. So anyway, I put in an inner tube. Turned out that inner tube had a puncture in it because it was one that we thought was alright, but turned out it wasn't from yesterday. And so I put in a new inner tube, which was the 3rd inner tube, and hopefully 3rd time lucky. Hopefully that will survive for a little while longer. And by that time we spent about half an hour trying to fix this. Decided that'd be our lunch break, so we sat down, tucked into our ham and cheese sandwiches, which are delicious. James, they weren't delicious. They're from Bargain Outlet. We love you, Bargain Outlet, but what can you expect, really? And then we went on our way, or so we thought, until about 5 meters in, my chain decides to go walkabouts, and the derailleur had become completely bent and was stuck in the gear mechanism, and it meant that I literally couldn't cycle. And at this point, we already realised that we were only going to get here to Moses Lake for about 6, when we had hoped we'd get here for about 4, and have loads of time to go to the bike shop, get stuff fixed, new spare tyre, etc. But now I wasn't sure if we were going to get here at all. We were contemplating just trying to reach the height, because bear in mind, this was on this random gravel track in the middle of some sort of ranch. No, literally couldn't see anyone for at all, for absolutely miles. There was just disappeared into the horizon. There were about 2 trucks that came by in the hour of 45 minutes an hour that we were sat there trying to fix my bike. And bear in mind, this is a pretty much brand new bike as well. Only been cycling on it for 2 months, and luckily James worked his magic, managed to just
fluke, I think.
Don't know how he did it, to be honest, but got the derailleur back up and running, back up and ticking over, and
for about 10 minutes after that,
yeah,
and then exactly the same thing happened
for
again.
about another mile. So same thing happened again. We were really, I was on the verge of tears at this point. I just wanted to do this ride. I don't mind the physical challenge at all. This was the frustrating thing, was that physically, of course, tired after about 200 miles of cycling in 2 days, but all right, like up to the challenge. And it's just so frustrating that those variables that are out of your control went so wrong so quickly. So just devastating. I was really really just felt absolutely gutted. No other word for it. And I'm sure there are actually loads of other
probably, yeah.
Too tired to think of them. And then we got back, and then things started to look up. I got the derailleur back up and running, and we were on this road for pretty much the rest of the way, about 36 miles. Yeah, lovely highway that was just past on the route of just to the side of Interstate 90. It got quite boring, to be fair, but boring in this case was just the world of good to us compared to what we've had. Past some really, it's bizarre how many just houses you get in the middle of nowhere. These bungalows made out of plastic, really eerie. And yeah, so we were on that for about 15 miles, and then we saw Moses Lake appear in the distance, and it didn't get any closer, but we got here eventually. As you would have seen on our Instagram story, we were ecstatic to be coming in, and I think that's just got to drive us each day, the knowledge of that feeling when the end is in sight and you know there's a bed waiting for you. And we're in a motel tonight, and it's gorgeous.
What's the really exciting thing?
What's the really exciting thing?
2 beds.
Oh, we got 2 beds. Yeah. So I'm not sleeping on the floor. We're not sharing a bed, and we've actually got a bed each ourselves. I don't have to worry about James taking all of the duvet.
Apparently,
yeah. And we got a whole double bed each to starfish like crazy.
And also we're lying tomorrow because the bike shop's only open at 10 around here.
Yeah. So this is the big thing about tomorrow, which is going to make it even more of a challenge. We've got 104 miles to do tomorrow. That's if you stick to Interstate 90. We might not be able to do that because freeways are kind of like motorways in the UK. Some, except for some parts of it, cyclists are allowed on, but we're not really sure at all on that one. So we're going to have to do some route planning. But 104 miles, and we don't have much time to do it at all because bike shop opens at 10 a.m. and I really need to get my bike seen to if we're crikey. James loves a good crikey at the moment. Bit out of the way it looks like
a little bit, but
we're gonna have to bite the bullet on that one. Got breakfast included with this room though. Yeah, which we're really looking forward to. So got a hot breakfast to look forward to. And a lie-in, and going to see the bike shop, and it'll be quite nice just to have that time, I think, to recuperate and recover, and just accept that fact that hopefully if we set off for 11, like leave an hour for changing the tyre and hopefully getting the chain seen to, and set off for 11, 100 miles of cycling is probably 4 2-hour slots with, say, we're going to have to probably take rest down to an hour to try and get it done. So that's about 9 hours. So we should get there for about 8. I think but again, this is without anything going wrong, and goodness knows everything's gone wrong so far. So yeah, wish us luck. We'll need it. Also, forgot to add yesterday, we saw bullet holes in street signs. How cool is that? Really terrifying. Not quite as terrifying as the bear, but up there. It was, literally, you couldn't see there was a little man walking. Poor little man, just trying to cross a zebra crossing. Someone had riddled him with bullets.
Such is America.
Such is America. Yeah.
That's it for tonight. But thank you again to our sponsors, Raw Velo and First Touch Football.
First Touch Football, yeah, there you go, appreciate it. And to Crisis, of course, for the jerseys, and please go donate if you haven't already. Thanks to everyone who has so far. We're majority of the way there. Just need that final push, and yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the vlog will be a lot more boring than this one.
Yes.